Aloha everyone, this is Dr. Jones and welcome to Meteorology 101. This is our intro to meteorology. I like to refer to it as real-time weather studies. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the different aspects of the class, kind of show you around the two different areas where you're going to be spending quite a bit of your time. And I thought we'd start with the Laulima site. I know that some of you already accessed it. That's great. So you'll want to, you're either going to be in section 1 or section 2, and you're going to notice that both of them are the same. The only difference is that they're different people in the classes. So menu bar on the left side, we have announcements, assignments, tests and surveys, calendar, chat room, discussions, email, so on and so forth. The areas I think that you're going to find the most important will be the announcements. Obviously the assignments, tests, and surveys is really critical. Gradebook will be good. Chat room, you may use it depending if you participate virtually or come in and see me. Resources is going to be used very much. And syllabus. So the syllabus is accessible. You can click on it, download it, take a look at it. So the course is kind of interesting in a sense. So we're going to start with chapter 13 instead of chapter 1. And that's because the first chapter does not go live nationwide until the 3rd of September. And so I need to, since we start earlier here at West Oahu than some of the mainland schools that are using the same real-time portal, and we need to kind of accommodate them. So that's not going to be a problem because chapter 13, 14, and 15 pretty much stand on their own and they don't build on each other as much. They're more global looking. So the resources, let's take a look at the resources. The resources that you're going to find most useful. There's information about the student learning package. This is the card that you would be purchasing. You notice that it's for $18.19. You may be getting a coupon code at the bookstore if you purchase it through the bookstore. Otherwise, just go to this link right here and you can buy it using a debit or credit card. The course is divided into 15 weeks. Works really well because we have 15-week semester here at West Oahu. And you'll notice that there's lecture PowerPoints that are available, chapter 13, 14, 15, all of the chapters. I'm going to just show you the PowerPoint here. Reset. And so here's chapter 13. Chapter 13 aligns with the book, the textbook, and you all have 15 questions off of each of the chapters. They're pretty much aligned with the bold major points of the chapter. I'm not digging so deep that you're going to have to do a lot of gleaning. These are for your benefit. These are supplement. I am not going to spend 2 hours reading the PowerPoint to you and going over it. You're quite capable on your own to do that. So there's the chapter's supplemental material is the lecture. There's also going to be, we'll talk about current weather studies in a minute. There's investigations. The investigations, you'll notice that there are 2 different investigations for each week. These are the answer forms so that you can print off an answer form if you wish while you're actually reading the investigation off of your investigation manual. And there also will be chapter progress questions. There's 15 of these each week, and they're right here. Again, this is the 13th chapter. So these are the questions that go with the text material. And there'll be answer sheet. These are sort of an answer sheet that you can use before you go online to literally do them, and it's multiple choice. And then let's see, we have the same here as current weather studies. And so you'll notice that there's only 3 of the current weather studies. These are archived. They were actually done earlier this summer. They became active on the 13th. And so I was able to get these and download them off of the portal, and I'm going to show you the portal in just a minute. And I will download whenever a new week's material becomes available, the new current weather studies becomes available, I'll add it to the chapter current weather studies questions resource folder. And so this is the questions that go with the current weather studies for chapter 13. Now, where do you answer all these questions? That's always good. So we'll go over to assignments. You'll notice that within assignments, you have chapter 13 current weather studies, chapter 13 investigation A, chapter 13 investigation B, and chapter 13 progress. So those are, each week you're going to have 4 different assignments that you're going to have to be looking at. And you'll have more than a week to do each of them. You only have a week, more than likely you'll have a week to do each of the current weather studies. Once we get going with the live, the updated every week, there'll be new materials beginning in early September. So let's take a look at where you find a lot of this information. So when you purchase your access, you get an account with the AMS bookstore, and there'll be a link for you to go there. And once you get into the bookstore, you're going to check your account, and then you go to my eLibrary. You'll notice that I have a lot more stuff than most people do. It's because I teach this course. I teach 3 different courses for West Oahu. I also teach 3 different courses for a different university, and so I have multiple years and multiple copies, and it does get a little bit crazy at times. So there's a couple of options. You can, here's the chapter, the Weather Studies textbook, 6th edition. That's the one you're going to be using, and the Weather Studies Manual 2018-2019. And you won't have the faculty package, obviously, but you will have the other regular package. You'll notice is that you may have the ability to download this material as well as just read it online. I tend to do both. I use Adobe Editions, digital editions, and I put this on my desktop, my laptop, and then if you get Bluefire Reader, you can read it on an iPad, I believe an Android type tablet as well. This, for me, it works, so I can check it out wherever I am, and I can also read it when I'm offline, which is nice, because the Read Now, you're required to have internet access. So you will have, I believe with your portal access, you can make 3 to 4 downloads. So you can download this onto, I don't put it on my phone, but I have it on my iPad, my desktop, and my laptop. So that's one of the nice things about it. But we're going to just go right to the Read Now option. And so this is the textbook. And we'll skip, I'm going to say, we'll go to there's your first page. I'm going to go up to the sidebar menu, hit the table of contents. Since we're starting with chapter 13, we'll go down to chapter 13. Chapter 13, you read your chapter 13, and the should be able to scroll down. The questions, the 15 questions that are in you can find the questions here in resources again. They're chapter progress questions, chapter 13. These are the questions that go with this reading. You will also have them, when you're ready to actually submit them, you go ahead and go to chapter 13 progress and enter the answers, multiple choice questions. And I basically just cut and pasted the questions from this reading. So this is the text. You're going to have to do a chapter every week. Then you also will have investigation manual. And the investigation manual is, again, we're going to go back. This is the investigation manual, table of contents. I'm going to go to 13A because that makes sense, because that's what we're going to be looking at first. 13A, go through here. We'll take a look and see what we have for the first question. The first question is, and I'll go here to the resources again. Here's the resources. This is investigation. These are the answer sheets. We'll go down to 13A. Here's 13A. So let's just take a real quick look at this. So here's the possible answers. Here are the possible answers. Which of the weather parameters listed below is not reported in the regional observation shown in Table 1? Here's Table 1. You'll see there's sky condition, temperature, dew point, humidity, that's how much moisture is in the air, wind speed, and pressure. So I have temperature, dew point, wind, ceiling, not seeing ceiling, pressure. So the one I'm not seeing is ceiling. So ceiling would be probably the correct answer. So in this case, if I just printed this off and had it sitting on my counter, I could do it, or I could come in here and I could literally highlight this, and that way I would have a record of what I responded to before I go to the assignment 13A and answer it here online through Laulima. And you'll have also for chapter 13B, it should go forward right here. There's one for 13B as well. And you'll just do the same process. Then it's going to be the real-time portal. So we're going to do we want to do current weather studies for chapter 13. You should have a link that says go to portal. So you should have the textbook, the manual, and a portal access for 2018-2019. You go to your portal, and you'll notice that there's an archive. The archive's kind of interesting. There's Fall 18 archive. You notice it says Current Studies 1 PDF open. It doesn't do anything for me. However, Investigation 1A form and 1B form are open. Those are the forms that are in your resource folder back here. So the chapter investigations, that's 1A and 1B are right here. That's what this is. So I'm going to go back really quick here. And I'm going to go back one more. Okay, so you'll notice that it says CWS 13 through 15. These are live. I could get through them through the 2018 Fall archive, but I can also just link to them right here. And you notice that they are open. So in resources, again, I have downloaded the 13, 14, and 15. Here's 13, 14, and 15. This is Word or in PDF, so if you click on that, here it is. This is exactly the same thing that we were looking at before. So this is a little fancier version of it, but it's the same. Okay, so you shouldn't have too much trouble with that. All right. There will be chapter progress questions. These are the same chapter progress questions that we had before. There's the question. I'm just making multiple ways for you to access this stuff. And let's see. there's a lot of other, there'll be, if there's errors, there'll be hearing corrections. Contact us is very important. You can contact me if there's something with the portal that is not working. Would be my recommendation to contact the AMS folks. So we're going to be using this quite a bit, and you're going to use this every week. So let's see there's the 13th weather is right here. These are historical facts, actually. Today is Wednesday. There's the 15th. This tells us what's going on in history on the 15th. Excuse me. This is actually today's weather. This is it's a radar reflectivity map, and it's indicating precipitation in this case, or at least heavy clouds, as you have it moving across. And so, wow, these are areas that are blowing up. This is actually probably thunderstorms that are blowing up because of the intensity of the reflection here as red. Let's see what else. So the two parts of this course that you're going to be using the most are the real-time weather portal. You're going to be utilizing the AMS bookstore for your text and your investigation manual, and you're going to be using Laulima for all your weekly work. And so I hope that you have a great time in this class. Be sure to pay attention to the announcements. I will also make sure that everything is linked to the calendar, so when due dates come up, you won't be caught off guard. But be aware that Monday, everything is due on Monday. Mondays are the dates the assignments are due, because that's when the materials become available. So for example, chapter 13 officially becomes available to everyone on the 20th of August. It's due on the 28th of August, or 27th of August, which is the following Monday, and then that will be when chapter 14 goes live, is on the 28th, and then 27th, and then the following week, September the 3rd, chapter 1 will go live, and then you'll have it, that's when chapter 14 is due. So we're going to be working on week to week. I don't think you'll have too much trouble with this. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to drop me an email. My email is rmjones7@hawaii.edu. You can email me through Laulima, and you can also call my office phone at area code 808-689-2340. Looking forward to working with you this fall. Have a great one.